Welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival on Project Eden. I am an old guy gaming, and in this episode, we're going to spawn in the Jade, get her upgraded a little bit, and go from there. Okay, so I found this epic sniper rifle, heavy sniper rifle, epic, in the last episode, I think it was, when we were raiding that alien base. And one of you guys pointed out in the comments that this sucker takes railgun bullets, which I didn't even realize that. But look at the damage this thing does. 2780. 2780 is the damage of this thing. Holy smokerooskies. The Tech 2 sniper only does 300 damage. Man, oh man. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is, I didn't even know that until one of you guys mentioned that to me. So thanks. Sorry, I can't remember who it was. Apologize, but appreciate you mentioned that for sure. Otherwise, I would have been making normal sniper rifle fart or ammo fart, wondering why the hell it doesn't work. So, all right. So for rail guns, then, how do we unlock that? I guess we have to unlock it like we would if we were going to use it for a ship. So, you know, either a capital or a small vessel, I suppose. Rocket launcher, pulse laser. Oh, capitals don't use rails, do they? Yeah, no. That's a small vessel. Okay, so right here. So unlock that. We got 233 points. We got lots of points. So we'll unlock the railgun, and now we should be able to make railgun ammo for this sucker. Yeah, right there. Railgun bullets, cobalt alloy, and sathium ingots. What's the output? Output count is 10. So let's make 100 of those. Man, oh man, that is some serious damage, though. Holy smokes. I had no idea this thing did that much damage. I didn't realize it. Okay, that's really cool. All right, so here's something else that's really cool. We can now spawn in the Jade, which is what we're going to do in this episode here in just a few moments. But we have nearly everything we need to spawn in the chisel as well. I'm just not level 20 yet. I mean, you know, copper, carbon substrate, cobalt, and just a smidge of Sath and Neo is all this thing needs. It already has enough Erestrum and Zascosium in the factory. So as soon as we hit level 20, I mean, we want to go after that. However, it is still 4 hours and 43 minutes. So it would still behoove us to keep pumping, you know, doing some salvaging and pumping stuff into the factory to get this capital vessel spawned in. Now, the thing is, though, is that I did update this capital vessel in Alpha 10, but I was not using weights and volumes at the time in Season 1, and so it does not have controllers and extensions. So we're going to have to do some work on the capital vessel, you know, to get it to do that. So that's coming up. Now, we also have the option, if we prefer, before we bring this in, is we could bring in the hauling vessel that I built in the Vanilla series. And so that is, where is that at? That's a capital vessel, and it is OG Hauler. So this guy here. But this also requires level 22, but it's way, way cheaper. So we might end up actually bringing this in first. But I need to do a little more work on it. Some of you guys have said in the comments of the Vanilla series that if I put a T1 Jenny in it instead of the 2 T0s that I have, it should, you know, it'll be better for the power efficiency of it. And I kind of didn't want to do that because I've already got everything arranged the way I wanted it, but I might end up doing that anyways. The other thing is that this version of the ship doesn't have, boy, that was like the shortest storm ever. This version doesn't have a warp drive in it. I hadn't really intended to put a warp drive on this ship when I initially imagined it, because it's going to be kind of like just a local hauling ship. But if we want to, you know, if we want to be able to use the ship in other systems, we are going to have to put a warp drive on it. So I might have to rethink this a little bit, and, you know, go from there. Now, what I was planning on doing is just putting a warp drive, you just plopping one down on the top of it if I did want to take it somewhere. But, you know, that, the more I think about it, that's maybe not real practical. So I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But anyway, in today's episode, our focus is going to be the Jade. Very excited to bring this in because this is a very capable jet. It does have shields on it. I think I'm probably going to upgrade the weapons on it too, to add a few more weapons to it. It already does pretty well as it is, but, you know, to pack an even more, pack even a better punch there for it. All right, what the hell am I doing? Oh, no, I got to go here. Okay, so let's go ahead. We want to drop her right there. Let's flip her. Okay, where's the rotate key? I don't remember which key to press to rotate it. So... Oh, that was kind of weird. Now I got it at an angle. How does that even happen? Okay, that goes forward, back. That's up and down. Insert and delete doesn't do anything. That's rotating me. Huh. Really weird. There's got to be a rotate key for this, isn't there, you guys? I just don't know what it is. I mean, that's kind of rotating, but it's more like a pivot as opposed to a rotate. That was the arrow keys too, by the way. All right, well, you know what? Let's just back up this way and pop it in right there. It's not straight, but close enough. Well, actually, it is. It's fairly straight. Okay, here she is. I built the original version of this in Alpha 8, I think it was, and it's gone through many revisions since that original version. And this is like my workhorse small vessel. I mean, I probably use this more than any other build that I myself have done. Oh my God, they still have to fix the sound on those doors. They are so loud. So as it's currently equipped, it has four homing launchers on it, and it has 4 Gatlings on it, which is, you know, definitely good. But what I was thinking of doing is adding, maybe even putting some more rockets on it, like maybe just under the rings here, the wings. I said rings. Under the wings here, just to give it a little bit more punch, and maybe even add some more Gatlings. And the reason why I would do that is because, you know, some of the POIs now have shields on them, and so we got to kind of shred those shields down before we can, you know, before we can actually do a lot of damage to the base. So I just don't know if, oh, you know what? I've got 6 Gatlings on here, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay, I've got 6 Gatlings. Well, you know what? Maybe what we'll do is maybe we'll just go with what we currently have on it and see how that does. And if I feel like it's not enough, I mean, we've got all this space under the wings here, you know, that we could add more weaponry to if we wanted to. Even maybe some railguns or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, let's take a look at this now. So, basically, the one thing about the ship that, you know, that kind of sucks is that you can't eject back inside the cabin. The original version of this you could, but then Empyrion, you know, changed the whole thing with the cockpits and not having blocks in front of them and that sort of thing. So I had to redo this with an armored cockpit, and you know, so now you can't you know, eject or get out of the cockpit back in the cabin, which kind of sucks. If you're really careful, it doesn't matter so much when you're in space, but when you're in Atmo it does. But as you can see, you can drop down here, you know, to get back into the cabin if you need to. But the ship is pretty well equipped with, you know what, let's turn sensors off, or that is going to drive me up a friggin' wall, I'll tell you what. Oh man, that's loud. Okay, so the ship is pretty well equipped. It's got just about everything you would need in a small vessel. And as you can see, it'll take up to 4 passengers as well as, you know, the pilot itself. But it's got a bunch of RCSs in it, because remember, this was originally built back in 7, and you know, with the new CPU limits and stuff coming up, this might have to be completely refunk. That's a lot of RCSs. But currently we're sporting 6 Gatlings, 4 homing rocket launchers. It's got a warp drive. It's got a shield generator in the back somewhere. I know we got, yeah, there we go, polarized hull shield, and it's a very capable jet. Now, the one thing about this particular build, though, okay, is that there's a lot of space in the hull back there, and there's not a lot of extensions. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to just kind of redo the guts of this just a little bit and add some more extensions so we had more storage space in the ship itself. So if we look at this, we have a general storage, an input output for the constructor. We have 3 constructors on here, and then just like a loot 1 and loot 2, but there's no extensions. It's just the controllers themselves. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, first of all, I don't think we need 3 constructors. This ship is not designed to be a production ship of any sort, so we could take 2 of those away, and that'll save CPU and all that. And then, probably streamline this instead of having, like 4 different storage. What we might do is we might end up just having 2. We'll have 1 general and 1 specifically, for loot, and just go with that, and then add extensions onto those. We have an ammunition controller too, of course, but that only has a capacity of 250, and considering the armaments on this vessel, that's not going to be enough room either, so we're going to have to expand that as well. Okay, so that's kind of the plan here, and so we're going to get started with some upgrades to the ship. Now, first of all, I want to take a look at our excess stuff, and I want to see, do I have any extensions already built? There's nothing in overflow, nothing in general, so I don't think so. Nothing in output. We must have run out of something for those railgun bullets. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some of those going. Now, I'm not exactly sure how many I'm going to use. I haven't, like, counted it up or anything. But what are we short on? Oh, sathium ingots. We got tons of sathium ingots. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me fix that. So if we go to base, we've got all the sathium here, and go back to the input. Let's just put a whole stack of sath in there, and then we can go back into here and make the rest of those railgun bullets. So we were going to make a total of 100, I think, right? So let's just queue up 9, and that'll make 90 more. All right, so that takes care of that. Now, we want to go to this advanced constructor, and we're going to go to small vessel, and we're going to make some container extensions. So, like I said, I'm not going to put a ton in there. So, I don't know. Let's start with 20, and we'll just kind of see how that goes, okay? We'll see how that goes. Because the Jade Jet's not, its role is not, it's not a hauling vessel. It's really a combat vessel more than almost anything else. And probably will become more so specialized as that type of a vessel as, we move into the CPU stuff, for its role. It was, when I originally designed it, it was, more kind of an all-purpose thing, and it still can be to some extent, but I think we're going to start streamlining it more to be a combat vessel. Okay, so that being said, what we want to do is let's connect to the overflow. No, that's pretty full already. How about, let's just connect to the output controller for now, because it's got a lot of space. And we're going to put, some of the extra, temporarily put some of the extra stuff in here while we are fixing this up. Okay, so let's pull that out, and we'll pull the warp drive out. And as you can see, there's a lot of space back here. And this space is not being used for anything at all. It's just here. So what we have to do, though, is we have to find all of the oh, I guess there are some extensions here, aren't there? All right, well, hold on then. Let's look and see how much... See, there's only 500 volume for that, though. That's not a whole lot. It really isn't. So let me think about this. What we wanted to basically do a general and a loot. So we could potentially... The other thing, too, is I kind of like to pull all that stuff forward and put the warp drive in behind, so the warp drive's not, like, right all the way up against here. And we wanted to pull some of the constructors out, too. What I don't want to do is I don't want to completely tear this thing apart, though, either. So let's see. We got a container extension there. Generator. Let's pull that up. What's that? Okay, those are jets. All right, let's pull that Jenny up. Okay, here's the ammo controller right here. And it has one extension. It only gives us a volume of 250 though, which isn't very much. So let's pull that up right now. And where are the other... There's 3 constructors on the ship. Where are the other ones at? If you guys are wondering why I don't know that, it's because of the fact that I actually had a good friend of mine upgrade or modify the Jade jet so it was more efficient for Alpha 10, you know, Alpha 10.0 or earlier Alpha 10 versions. And so I'm not entirely sure where he put everything when he made the changes to it. So that's why I'm a little bit uncertain as to where they are. Okay, so there's 2. Oh, right here. Okay, gotcha. All right, so I don't think we need these. We don't need 3 constructors on the ship. We really don't. Okay, so that's a container controller, and that's a container controller. So this one is the one that he had set for input output, and that's the one for loot too. Okay, so let's pull those up. Let's pull those up there. Yeah, one of the nice things though about the way it's currently set up is that it's, you know, it's not really overloaded and heavy, so you know that just helps all the way around with thrust and everything else. And so I don't want to completely fill the fuselage up and then make it super heavy and bulky either. What were we doing? Okay, so let's see. We have the ammo controller there. So why don't, and we have an extra generator, so let's get those on the toolbar. We're going to keep those there for the moment. And then we have these extra extensions that we made. So let's go ahead and throw, whoops, let's throw the Jenny here. So I think we do want the generator. And we'll just paint that black, I guess. Okay, so now what we could do here is we could I think I'm gonna pick all this stuff up too. Oh, that's a shutter door. I must have originally had maybe some oxygen dispensers or something there. But our O2 dispenser is here now. Yeah, I'm not sure why I had shutter doors there. I can't remember. Okay, let's just paint those black there. So what we want to do is we want to kind of fill in. I want to butt the warp drive all the way up against here. That's what we're going to do with the warp drive. And then we're going to use this this upper space for the cargo extensions. But we can't, you know, they can't be touching. You know what we might do? We might just have one container for everything. That'll make it simpler. Then we don't have to worry about, you know, keeping them separated and all that sort of thing. So what I want to do is I want to expand ammo at the moment. So let's see. This is our ammo controller. If we put this down here, and then what we could do is we could fill this in with extensions. Okay, so how much does that give us now? That gives us 1,000. All right, how much does, let's go here. Let's go to output. How much space does a stack of these take up? 150, okay. So 2 full stacks of Gatling would be 300. What about homing rockets, though? I think I have some of those on the... stealthy. Okay, so 228 of those adds another 182. So probably 250 is 200. I'm guessing. Yeah, because okay, yes, because 1 unit per. I think 1,000's probably good. I think 1,000's probably good for that. In fact, let's actually move all these rockets over here now. And you know, we can always add more later if we need to. Or we could just let's just pop 2 more in and call it good. Okay. We'll pop those 2 more in. That gives us just a little bit more space. Excellent. Okay. Now, what else do we have to put back? Let's go back and take a look here. We've got to put the ventilator and the detector back. We're not going to put the mobile constructors back. So let's get all this stuff on the toolbar. So I'm looking at it. And like I said, I think I'm going to just go with one controller and just have one storage space for everything. It's a little simpler that way. It's not quite as organized, nice and neat, but it's simpler. And then, you know, that'll end up being the input and output for the Whoozuma, was it too? So what we could do is let's go ahead and grab the extensions here. Nope, I'm hitting the wrong button. These things. Okay, and we're going to go along the top here. Like so. Now let's pop the warp drive in right there. So that moves that back just a little bit. And then I think what we'll do is we will put that there and then bring these down to the floor and fill it in there. We'll put the ventilator back up here where it was, and we'll put the control. Okay, why can't I? Oh, because we connected those to the ammo controller, didn't we? Okay. Yeah, we got to redo that. I was gonna say, why in the hell aren't those working? Can we get all the way back there? One more. Boom. Okay, good. So, yeah, let's redo that now. Put all these extensions back in here again. So we don't want it all the way butted up against there. It's got to come forward 1 block. So no, I don't think we accomplished that. Okay, here. Let's just take this back out for a second. Well, I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. Okay, that's where we had originally gone with. And you know, remember too, I don't want to completely fill this space up. I still want to keep the ship fairly light. So that's why I'm not, you know, completely filling it up. So let's bring that back. Let's bring this back. Bring that back. You know what we'll do with, let's do this. Let's put the detector right there. Okay, good. So that takes care of the detector. And maybe we'll just leave this open and we'll start the extensions from here. And we're just going to go along the ceiling all the way to that point. Okay. Now we will put the warp drive in there. And we're going to put the ventilator here where it originally was. Okay, and then we will put the controller right there, and then we're just going to fill in these spots here, like so. Okay, cool. Now, that gives us a volume of 2250, which is pretty good for a small vessel, and I think we'll go with that. We'll see how that works. Alright, so this guy was green. This guy doesn't really matter. We could make it blue, I suppose. And, I don't know, we could paint these guys. Just the ones that are visible. Nice. I think that works. Okay, and then we will set, let's group everything, and then we'll go to the constructor. And, oh, I want to name this, we'll just name this General. General Storage. And then, if we go into the constructor, we just assign it to General Storage. That keeps things nice and simple. You know what, though? I'm starting to think the green doesn't really fit very well with our theme here of red and black, or green and black. What did I just say? The blue doesn't fit very well with our theme of red and black, green and black. Oh my God, I need to just go to bed or something. Oh shit. Okay, let's make that green, and maybe we'll make these guys dark green. Like so. And let's make these guys black. Those are our armor stations. We don't even really need 2 armor stations actually, but why do we have 2 armor stations on here? I guess to balance out the weight, maybe? Not sure. Okay. And, you know, based upon that, let's just turn that black too. Maybe we can make that fluorescent green. Alright, I like that better. I think that's a better way to do it. Okay, let's get these seats back in place. And the seats are black. Cool. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. How did those not get painted? I think that's pretty much it for the changes that we want to make here. There are a couple of spots that looks like they got missed there. And we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. All right, now, we need to get this sucker armed and fueled, and we're gonna go test it out. We're gonna go take on a POI and see how she does. So let's see here. We already put. Oh, I'm forgetting to do the most important thing, aren't I? Let's go here and save the template. Repair template saved. We should probably update it on the workshop too. You know what though? Let's take it up into space and do that so I can get a nice little screenshot of it. This will be Jade version 8 because we made fairly significant changes to it. I think I'm going to keep the current armaments on it for now and just see how it does. And if I feel like we need a little more punch, you know, for the enemy shields, then we can, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But let's leave it the way that it is for now. So that means we need to make some more ammo for it. We put a couple of things in there already. So let's see, Jade Jet. Oh, let's make sure that I don't forget to rename it too. If we're if we're going to make this version 8. So this will be version 8. Save it to template again. And then, like I said, we'll take it up into space and get a nice screenshot. And then at that point, I'll update it on the workshop. Okay, so we wanted to look at the ammunition. So we've got 1,500 15 mil bullets and 228 homings. So let's go ahead. I have a few more. No, that we want to put in our own inventory. Can we hold on to those? Seems to me like those would be seriously heavy, but maybe not. Okay. So yeah, let's make what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to cook up some more ammo for this. I'll probably have at least 500 rockets in here, and then probably fill the rest of it up with Gatlings to more or less or close to its capacity. And then when we're done with that, we're going to take it up into space, and we're going to maybe take it to the moon or something, and just, you know, test it out on an enemy, a Xerax POI, and see how she does, and then go from there. And then if we manage to, you know, take the POI down, the guns down, or whatever, you know, then we'll actually loot it. Because one of the things I want to do is I want to get to level 20 as soon as possible, because that's what's keeping us from getting, you know, the next ships that I want to, you know, spawn into the game. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment and share out the video. I do appreciate that. It does help the channel. And we'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.